So I just want to do a quick trigger warning before I continue. If you are easily triggered by local authorities thinking that they're right in harassing parents that are innocent, then come back when you've had a cup of tea. So just talking about this newspaper article here, home education is on the rise in Plymouth. So it kind of started out okay, usual stuff, like 888 children are now homeschooling and they're being home educated by choice. And the fact that they keep using these two terms interchangeably really annoys the hell out of me, because are they talking about homeschooling or are they talking about home education? The other thing I've noticed that throughout this is there's a number of errors. The other thing I'm noticing is that they don't use home education as the verb. That the counsellor said that there's no robust monitoring of homeschooling and that there are children, perish the thought, who spend all day pursuing their hobbies. I mean, how dare children be happy and enjoy life and make sure that that learning is painful and uncomfortable for them? So this counsellor's question just threw up a load of thoughts in my mind of how dare children have hobbies. I don't know how you take that paragraph, but it just to me screams, how dare we allow children to be joyful? And how the service manager from inclusion department said they're an example of best practice. But the legislation is favouring those home educators. Darn that legislation stopping us from dashing all of those poor little children from not doing their hobbies. It's so full of propaganda in order to try and make those that don't know about home education and the variety of different styles of how to educate children. We've got thousands of educational philosophers dating all the way back to Charles Dickens' era, stating that if you are being educated in a nurturing, safe environment, that you will grow. If you do interest-based learning, you are 70% more likely to retain that information. And it's as if they haven't even read Section 7 of the Education Act. You guys know what I'm going on about. If you haven't read Section 7 of the Education Act, even AI overview knows exactly what it says. So it states parents of children of compulsory school age, so that's the term after a child turns 5, up the end of the year that they would have turned 16, they must be receiving a suitable education that is suitable for their age, ability and aptitude and any SEND needs. Now, it's always home educators and parents that are being held accountable for this bit of the law, and that's where we kind of get that one rule for them, one rule for the rest of us kind of attitude. And it goes on here on the AI overview just to say education can be provided through regular attendance at school or other means such as home educating. If parents fail to meet this duty, councils have a range of powers and duties, including issuing penalty notices, and that the Education Act also states that all children are entitled to a free state education. But I'll leave that with you. Do you think that Plymouth are right to hold parents to a higher standard than they cannot manage to reach themselves.